Okafor, good morning.
Good morning.
Philip, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning, viewers. A lot of happenings in the political space, and I don't really know why the political space is so heated up with politics instead of governance. Really, every day we wake up to it. We should be hearing of development. This one has happened, that one has happened. Do you understand? Nigeria is free of terrorism, banditry, the roads are better. But that's not what we hear on a daily basis. What we hear on a daily basis is how this one will grab power, this one will seize power, And now in Rivers State, the Rivers State APC chairman says they will not mind to welcome Fubara to their fold. And now it's like that's the new song in Rivers State. But he's in PDP. His estranged godfather is also in PDP. So how come APC is coming into the fore? Okafor?
There is a peace deal that is going on. We don't know the content of the peace deal. Like we have always said, there's nothing too much for peace. If at the end of the day, the Rivers people will benefit, because what is the end product of the entire thing is about good governance.
Yes.
And now that even APC are strongly showing that they are not philosophically really different from PDP, as it were, if that is what is going to cost Fubara, if that is what Wike wants, or one of the things that Wike wants, I don't think anybody is going to blame Fubara if he chooses to do that. It's more of, if they are going in for peace, you can't go for peace and not go for peace.
Yes.
If you are going in for peace and Wike says he wants, because Wike himself is still in PDP, but if he wants Fubara to go to APC, I think Fubara will do it. You understand? He will do it. And most people are not even going to discourage him from doing it, because doing it, how does it shortchange Rivers people? That is the question you're going to ask.
Yes.
If it doesn't shortchange Rivers people, nobody's going to bother too much about that. But you notice that why Chief Beke is being partisan and talking about Fubara's return to APC. One of the elders, Councillor Sarah Igbe Anaps, was saying that is not even their discussion at this time, that's not their problem. What they want is Fubara to return to the office, that they can't have a stranger managing their resources. So it's about like putting them, how do I call it? Your scale of reference.
Yes.
You're putting the number 1 to number 10. So they want Fubara to return. Then when he returns and he says he's moving as a governor, he can't even move now, because as it is now, as what? What is Fubara today?
Okay, Philip, what do you call politics preludes governance in the whole country, and that's what is still playing out here. They are playing the politics first before they are even talking about development of governance. I mean, the guy has not returned back to being governor of Rivers State. You're telling him to come to APC. I mean, why is he always like that? That politics preludes governance.
In the real sense of things, politics actually have to come before governance, because people need to campaign, get elected before they start governing. But what is strange is that election has been conducted, people have been elected into office. Instead of them, concentrating in governance, which they solicited for and they were elected for,
yes,
they still continue in politicking. That is the strange thing that is happening in our society today. Coming to the issue of Fubara, if you recall, when he went for that peace move, reconciliation meeting with Wike, it was APC sitting governors
that took him there.
And as a former APC governor that took him there. And Wike did make a statement that it is the ruling party that brought it, and he can't refuse them to come in. So, like I said, we don't know the content of the discussion. We don't know what is the condition for the peace to reign. I would have said that there's no price too big to pay for peace for Rivers State. And I want to agree with the elder statement that spoke in Rivers, that look, our concern at the moment is for us to return to civil rule, not partial military rule that we have now. If Fubara comes to office, he's the governor. Whatever he chooses to do with himself, it's up to him. But for Rivers people, we want democracy restored. I think Nigerians are our leaders are misplacing priority. Instead of at this time of this administration, what we should be thinking is project, is assessment to see that the inflation rate has reduced, unemployment rate has reduced, the GDP has moved up. We also heard that he has paid off some debts. Yes, those are the things we want to be hearing. But instead of hearing those things, we're hearing people who are moving to APC on daily basis, whether they want to make the country a one-party state or not, whether APC is having hand in one crisis in one political party or the other. It shouldn't be. It should be about governance at this point.
At this point. Okafor, like we said, of course, we are talking about Fubara. And the state chairman of APC saying we won't mind to welcome him to APC.
Yeah.
But the elders in Rivers State says that's not even what we are talking about. We are like aligned, disaligned from every other state. We are not like every other state now. We are being ruled by Soland. Now, when it comes back, there are a lot of issues on ground. The issues on ground is the State House of Assembly. There's going to be a reconciliation. Budget is going to be represented. There are issues like commissioners going to be chosen back, nominated. There's issues of so many issues.
Yeah, I think a whole lot of that is going to come in the peace deal they are negotiating. They're not going to just negotiate Fubara come back. Fubara is coming back and Fubara comes back, and there is no any agreement as to whether we are retaining your commissioners or you're firing and rehiring and other ones. And at the end of the day, it's going to be contained in the peace deal. But my only worries and the problem I find in our people trying to say, oh, the state need to synchronize with the federal, is becoming stupid at this point. That where a governor will present as a reason for defecting is that because we want to be in synchronization with the federal. You lose nothing from being in synchronization or not. You are not actually opposition.
Exactly.
A governor of a state is a governor of a state. Your state should be sustainable. That is why I kept saying that when I see these governors campaigning or how to pave road or how to put maybe street light, I see them as governors who are flat in intelligence. They have no idea. You should be thinking and telling us how your state is going to be financially sustainable, even without demanding or relying on the federal allocation. A state should be self-sustainable. A state should be able to function. Now that you have allocation from the federal government, you bring in that whatever you're able to generate in your state, you have to allow your state to function independently. What do you benefit from the federal? So allocation that is due to you, the federation will deny you of it. They are not going to deny you. So they are playing politics. They are personal survivor politics with people's emotion, telling them we benefit more when we are of the same party with the federal government. That is nonsensical, and it defeats the really principle of federalism. They do not understand yet what is called federalism.
Now, what do you think? Because now, we'll be back to, will I say, the doldrum of what has been before, because it will still look as if Wike still has a hand in running the state, because he's going to have a hand in choosing commissioners, have a hand in approving, because 27 lawmakers are loyal to him. So anything they are going to approve from from the House of Assembly, it has to be on the purview of Wike as it is. Because the time he wanted to present the budget to them, he told them, don't sit with him, don't beat him. I mean, it's been like that. Do you think in forecasting forward, things will go well?
Wike just said a few days ago that he is not fighting Fubara. That Fubara is his son and his boy. That is fending off those who do not, work and they want to eat from where they do not sow. So having that at the back of your mind, it tells you that, and I also make the statement on this platform that Wike says that he wants the people's investment on Fubara to inure to the people. The people here is the people Wike thinks is the people. And the people who Wike thinks is not the people, they shouldn't benefit from whatever that is going to inure from the people's investment in quote. Now, the question you ask, whether, is it not going to be what maybe they've been fighting against? Yes, you see, that is the purpose of reconciliation, give and take. That's why I said Wike had told you in clear terms that
this is what I want.
This is what he wants. He doesn't want some set of people. That's why I said the people Wike thinks that the people of Rivers State that should benefit from Rivers State, that the people that can benefit from it. So therefore, the budget should be tailored towards those people who Wike feel they are the proper rivers to benefit from it. So to that extent, whatever budget that the government after now of Rivers State will be a budget that will suit the purpose with which Wike felt that it is proper for the people of Rivers State. It is not going to be Wike's budget, but it's going to be, Rivers State budget as determined by Wike.
Oh, okay.
That's the way I look at it.
How do you look at it, Okafor?
Well, when you are, like I've always said, when the peace deal comes and it doesn't shortchange Rivers people, they are going to go with it. Wike is not hiding the fact that he wants to be in charge. He said one of the reasons for removal of Fubara is to let those people deceiving Fubara know that they are not the one in charge. So he's not hiding about being in charge. So he's not mincing words, So
but in a normal day, that's how it's supposed to be.
Why is it supposed to be when, at the end of the day, we like to cut things halfway? We like to go through the process that is flawed. And at the end of the day, try to tell people that the end product is nice. Wike subdued every other person to ensure that Fubara came out. Do you understand? As at that time, Fubara didn't say, I'm not part of this kind of candidacy where fair process is not allowed. Nothing like that. So I cannot go with you in the same principle, and somewhere along the line, you think you are going to change the rules and change the goalpost. We are speaking from outside. One of the reasons I kept saying that these two people are not different. The only reason we speak is because we want to conserve and preserve democracy. Outside that, these two people are not different. People are seeing Wike as a bad side of the coin and maybe Fubara as a good side of the coin. It's not true. These are people who follow the same process. Nobody also know why Fubara is trying to be stubborn and not follow what Wike wants.
As a Nigerian, your advice?
My advice is they shouldn't shortchange Rivers people. Whatever agreement, whatever peace deal, let that peace be peace to Rivers people in resources. Let it be peace to them in their money. Let it be peace to them in their politics.
As a Nigerian, your advice?
Well, our advice to Nigerians, my advice to them is, Wike, you are the Lord, but you have a higher Lord, which is the God Almighty. Anything you do today, you'll be answerable to Him.
Okay. So Philip decided to go on an emotional note, calling the name of God in governance, because maybe he thinks that what else can we do? But Okafor said, why don't we follow the rivers?
Follow the rules.
And follow the rules and don't shortchange the rivers people. I think that's a good take for us to go. One for God, one for rivers people. All right, that's 1-1. We'll be right back on News Insights.